To save her father from death in the army, a young maiden secretly goes in his place and becomes one of China's greatest heroines in the process.
Welcome to the Walt Vault with
Michelle,
Andre,
Louise,
and me, Emily. We're a family-friendly podcast where we pick a new Disney movie each week. We watch it, share our thoughts, and then relate it to pop culture, fandoms, and anything else that pops into our heads. Enjoy!
hello and welcome to the Walt Vault, episode 43.
Woo!
This week, we're talking about.
What, you didn't like my woo?
I did. I accepted it when I first heard it, and then it made me laugh a couple of seconds.
Whatever.
Later. This week, we're talking about Mulan.
Woo!
Fa Mulan.
Fa Mulan, the best character of all.
I think her name in Chinese, like from the original tale, is pronounced Hua Mulan.
Fa Mulan.
Hua.
I kind of appreciate that. But that's not how they say it in the movie, so that's not
True.
how Emily says it.
Yeah.
Boom.
There's a lot of stuff in this movie that they changed around from the original legend of Hua Mulan
Oh.
that we'll talk about.
It's
In a
fine. They
little
did
bit.
that with Pocahontas too.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Eating a muffin. Sorry, guys.
oh, Lord. And Hercules and pretty much anyone that had
Yeah.
like a backstory.
Yeah.
They gotta take out all those cray parts. Even though they left some stuff in this one.
Yeah, there were some cray parts, and they added some cray parts.
True.
Like dragons and stuff.
Yeah. First impression, Andre.
First impression of Mulan. This movie came out in 1998. I grew up with this movie.
I thought your impression was that it came out in 98. I was like, all right, well, that's a fact. Yep.
So I've seen it a bunch of times, but this most recent watching, I don't think I've seen it in like a few years. So it was like refreshing to watch it again after not having seen it for, I don't know, 5, 6.
We sing it a lot, but
Years,
maybe we
something
didn't
like that.
watch it a lot.
Right, yeah.
But we sing it
haven't
all
watched it
the
in a while.
time.
Like I think it's been on Netflix for a while, but I haven't watched it until now. But it's great. I love this movie. It's really fun and like shows a lot of like female strength, which is really cool. And there's a bunch of fun wartime fighting.
Fun wartime fighting. he says.
Fighting.
All right. Emily, first impression.
Best movie ever.
Oh.
What?
Boom.
Are you cereal?
Yeah.
Better than Hercules?
Yeah.
What?
Whoa.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
this
t-
was your sick movie. Hercules was my sick movie.
Well, okay. So, I mean, I talked about this on the Hercules one, but like growing up, Hercules and Mulan were my absolute favorites. But after rewatching them this time, Hercules is more fun, but this one like hits home on every level. I just
Yeah.
freaking love this movie. This is probably going to be my closest to a 10, even though there's so many issues with it,
Yeah.
but I just love it so
what
much.
issues? There ain't no issues.
Oh, there'd be issues, girl.
That's an issue with too.
But like nostalgia purposes, this movie is literally my favorite classic Disney movie for sure.
Yeah.
Favorite classic Disney. Boom.
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 I'll hold him and you punch. Ah, so good. Okay. Okay,
They are
apparently
great.
that. Okay, whatever.
No, it's
Moving
funny.
along.
It's funny.
What was okay?
Okay, my first impression. My first impression is, gosh, how old was I when this movie came out? If I was born in '93,
Like,
5.
I was 5.
no, you were like in utero.
So
Still.
I
Go
did
ahead.
not see it in the
You're a
theater
little baby.
that I know of, and I don't really remember watching it until I was said child, not 5-year-old child. I love this movie. The songs in this movie are great. There's like, to me, there's like a top 3 classic movie if we're not including Ariel. Then it's like,
Number 4.
yeah, well, no, if we're just not including Ariel in like the top 3s, it's like
Why wouldn't
Mulan, Aladdin, and Hercules. Those are like classic of Disney classics to me, like from our era of our childhood. Like, oh man, they're so good. And there's something about the music of this decade of Disney that's like, oh. So that's my first impression.
See, I told you there's a lot of woo and ah.
Was this said Alan Menken?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
This was not a mankin.
98 Degrees. Just kidding.
Yeah. True in your
98
heart.
Degrees composed
You
the
must
score
be true in your
to
heart.
Mulan.
Let's be real. 98 Degrees, Christina Aguilera, boom.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder, boom.
So hey, first fun fact: this movie,
This boom.
it launched Christina Aguilera's like career.
Boom.
This was like her first like hit on the radio.
Look at me.
Yeah, it was. Okay, Emily and I were just...
Look at me.
Can it
Emily?
be?
Wait, you have to do that. Look at me.
There it is.
Oh, God, your teeth. What are you
Okay, listen, Andre wasn't expecting it. So the first credit song is 98 Degrees, and we were jamming. We were like, true to your heart. And then I was like, are you ready for this? And he was like, what? And then I was all, look at me. Because it goes into that song, and he busted up laughing. Because he was like, what just happened? But the thing is,
I knew what
had
happened.
like, back in the day, Disney CDs. Okay, we used to have CDs, right? So they were like Disney hits, or they were themed to like different things. I can't remember, but there was like this one specific Disney CD that had like a series. And my mom would buy those Disney CDs, and we would listen to them in the car on the way to every gymnastics meet. I was a very avid gymnast as a child for like the first 15 years of my life. So we would listen to them. And as soon as those credit songs came on, like I had a flashback to like dancing in the car, holding a giant stuffed animal Tigger, being like, true to your heart, and singing Christina Aguilera, because for once, I like the Christina Aguilera version better than the princess version. Usually I don't like the celebrity version of the songs at all, especially when they involve Ariana Grande. Like, get out of here, girl. You didn't need to sing that
Hey.
Beauty and the Beast song.
All this time.
Let her ponytail do her ponytail. Okay?
No. But for once, I dig the
Apparently
Christina
not.
Aguilera version better than the Mulan version. Nobody agrees with me on that?
I like it.
I like it
Yeah,
too.
Oh, okay.
it's good. I don't know. I think I enjoy the movie version.
I'll just say
Better,
this:
though.
you couldn't have put the Christina Aguilera version in the movie.
Oh, definitely not.
So
Can
you
you imagine?
I think it's just because
if
I don't...
Christina Aguilera did all the vocals for Mulan.
well, and so I mean that's why I wouldn't say I like it better, because it wouldn't have fit in the movie. But like if I was just listening to it on the radio, for sure, Christina
yeah.
Aguilera's version.
That's what I mean. But I think, like, out of the songs in the movie, that's probably my least favorite. Like, there
True.
are other songs that are way, way better. And that song actually came so, like, I think it was, I had Andre pause the movie. I was like, we're getting a second song already. The movie was only 12 minutes in when that song
That's
comes
right,
on.
yeah.
And to me, I was like, wait, I wasn't ready for that song yet. I think it could have come like a
Wasn't ready
little
for
bit
more
later. So that's not my favorite song. There's way better songs, aka A Girl Worth Fighting For, aka Let's Get Down to Business to Defeat the Buns, aka You Gotta Find a Man. Those are the songs.
You gotta find a man.
Yeah, the first one, she's getting wed. She's meeting a matchmaker.
I'm
You know, I
done.
don't necessarily know the names of the
Gotta
songs.
fight the buns. Gotta find a man. Oh my.
Those
Oh
are the
my.
songs.
So you heard Reflection, and then no. You
No,
heard
we heard the
you heard
matchmaker song first.
Honor to Us All.
There you go.
And then Reflection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back to back.
Yeah, and if you
Like
want to,
literally back to back.
this is exactly how my notes go. You ready? I say, first 11 minutes are brutal.
Yeah, because there was too many songs right away.
War has started. You fall in love with Mulan and her family. She becomes a disgrace.
Immediately.
Immediately. Fairly early on, you got to prove yourself, but you can't.
Yeah.
Reflection.
Yeah.
That's the.
I think
Sad.
Andre wrote in his notes that Reflection's like a great LGBTQ song.
Yeah,
Like,
it-
it's like
it-
an LGBTQ anthem.
It's like it is an anthem, right? Like, what will my reflection show who I am inside? You know what I mean? Because my outside is not matching my insides right now. I got to switch
I only
this
have
stuff
one
up.
comment
I
from
was gonna say it was just like a teenage angst song, but okay.
I
you
guess
can
there's
just,
that too.
When will my... Yeah, it is a Teenage Angst song.
Emily's face.
Oh Lord.
I will make a comment though. The best thing about this song is when Mulan is, I don't know if it's the mirror, she's looking in her sword, like her reflection in, I don't know, in something, when she's like in the shrine, and she literally takes her arm with her clothes and goes, whoom, and wipes off half of her face, and then goes, whoom, and wipes off the other half. And if I had makeup remover like that,
Truth.
it would be nice.
Right.
She had some like pawns on her freaking sleeves or something. I
don't know, but that's legit. I need that makeup remover, girl.
That's legit.
Where'd you get that from?
She also did a very quick and well done haircut
Yeah, she did.
with
She
a sword, right?
Sliced it.
Okay, well, that scene is different. So that comes after Reflection, right? Where she
Hold on,
just
I'm gonna need you to back up because we went
Yeah,
right past the good stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Move it back. Move it back.
That's real
First
hard.
scene of the movie, legitimately, the Huns invade China.
Yeah.
That's literally the first scene of the movie. They overtake the Great Wall.
Mongolian barbecue.
Not quite yet. That's the last scene of the movie.
It's yummy though.
And they light all the, what do you call those? Braziers?
No,
The fires.
that's definitely
the fires
not the
on
word.
the Great Wall of China. The things to
Light
let
those braziers.
the things that they light to let other people know that the Huns are coming.
The braziers. I don't know.
The brazers,
the fire alarms.
fire alarms.
They light the fire alarms
Yeah, those.
all the way down the wall. And now all of China knows that
The Huns are
Shan
coming.
Yu is here, and Shan Yu's all about it. Bad Hun.
So Shan
Bad
Yu,
Hun.
if any of our listeners are Game of Thrones fans out there, the Huns and especially Shan Yu, they're like, what are those things called? What's Khal Drogo? He's
the horse.
The
lords.
Dothraki.
The Dothraki.
They're literally the Dothraki, the horse lords of this fantasy world, Emily.
Uh-huh.
But the Huns are like exactly like them. So Andre and I were like, oh, the Dothraki are coming.
It's almost like the Dothraki were based on the
Huns. They
I
might have
think
been.
from Mulan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Bam.
might have been because they're extremely
From
similar.
Mulan.
They were like,
George R. R. Martin was writing this book. He's like, wait a minute.
no, hold on.
He
this
had
98
just watched Mulan and was like, oh,
They're
nice.
like, this 98 movie was really onto something. Let's use this.
Let's use this.
So, word is sent to the emperor, and the emperor decrees that not only did the imperial army go out to fight them, but we need more soldiers. So that's where we kind of meet Mulan. She's gearing up to be the woman of the family, which her role in this cultural
Feudal country.
in this time period is to go off and be wed. That is her role.
Right.
And so she has to be all of the things that her family wants her to be so that she can be wed, match made, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
so that their family line can continue.
Our matchmaker.
And she's supposed to, bear some sons and be helpful. And unfortunately, that's just not Mulan's lot in life. That's not what she wants, and not. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's what she wants. She's not sure what she
Yeah,
wants.
she's not sure what she wants,
I don't
but-
think she necessarily has been like, oh, I just don't want that.
But she's definitely not ready
No.
for this particular role.
She wants to bring honor to her family for sure. Like, she's trying.
And she's trying to appease people, but I don't think she knows what she wants, and that's kind of where the disparities
Right.
at.
And also, she's kind of a hot
She's not
mess.
graceful, so, Yes.
That's one of
Yes.
my favorite scenes is right in the beginning, right? So she's in there, she's writing notes on her arm, right? To remember what she's supposed to say when she meets the matchmaker. And then she realizes, she literally says that she needs to be punctual and then realizes she's late, which is fantastic. She jumps up, finds little brother, which is her little dog,
Yes.
to help her with her chores, and she ties a bone to his collar, which comes up over his forehead, and chicken feed to his back, and the dog just starts running. Best part,
Amazing.
Dad is in the shrine praying to ancestors that Mulan will get it the heck together.
Please
and
let my daughter
As the
get
dog
married.
runs around.
and little brother comes in, runs around him, runs back out, and all the chickens are like, "Ah!" and jump in, and he's like, please help her. And all the chickens are going, and he's like, please.
It's freaking hilarious.
So good.
I feel for the dad. He's like, oh, God, here we go. My daughter.
He's like, I love her, but come on, ancestors.
She's not the most graceful.
No.
Excuse me, can I get a word in? Like always, it's very difficult for me to even give my first impression.
I
guys.
guess we
Come
could
on.
let Louise
Whatever.
Come
but
on.
I'm not fond of it. Go ahead, Louise.
Don't act like you didn't just roll out of bed and you were late to this recording.
Oh, I was not late to bed.
Late to
Or-
bed.
late to the recording. Trust me, I'm always the first one here, but the last one to talk. So, Either
Okay,
way,
first impression,
First
Lou.
impression. I liked it from the very first time I saw it. I can't remember when it was. It was probably 1999 or something.
Okay.
Oh, he was watching it as the world was about to end, right?
Boom.
1999.
Right,
Y2K,
right before
and,
Y2K.
I thought it was good. I didn't necessarily pinpoint why I liked it then, but now I could tell you that I like it a lot because as a father, you know, you want your daughter kind of to aspire to have Mulan's moral fiber, you know?
Sure. Would you let Addie fight off and run off to war for you?
Well, not for me, but if she wants to.
Well, she took the only
okay.
horse, so it's not like they could have gone and got her, and then she would have got killed because
Well, and that's, I think,
treason.
I didn't understand that as a kid. I didn't get that, like, because I know they say it, but I guess because as a child I didn't understand like the social
Right, the
and the cultural
implications.
implications. But legitimately, if he outed her,
They would have killed her.
They would have straight up like
Would have killed her.
chopped her.
Well,
head
think about right then when, in the moment when they find out she's a girl, Shang only doesn't kill her because he's like a life for a life. Otherwise, yeah, he would have chopped her head off right then.
Like that's rough.
That's the law.
So
Woo!
okay,
Treason.
I'm gonna
Evil
jump
China.
in. I'm gonna jump in with some Mulan legend stuff because
Oh, okay.
so the legend of Mulan of Hua Mulan
Okay.
is based on a poem. So she's more of a legend than like a real
Historical
person,
figure like
historical figure.
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Nah.
So in the legend, the draft is set out. One man from every family. It's her dad, her mom, her, and then her little brother, who is actually a little brother and not a dog.
Oh.
But he's too young. So she goes off to war with her parents' support. They're both like, yeah, okay, yeah, go for it.
Really?
Yes, she has their support, and she joins the army for 12 years
What?
before anyone finds out that she is a woman.
Dang.
And in that time, she rises through the ranks. She gets accolades and stuff like that. And when the war is over, when the war was over, they were trying to like give her like medals and honors and awards and stuff like that. And she was like, no, can I just go back home?
That'd be great. Thanks.
That'd be great. And so she goes back home and has like she has gained honor for her family and stuff like that.
Well, that's funny because then why the heck would they make it seem like a man's world kind of thing?
So
What's the point in that?
so the original script for this movie, they weren't gonna do the war like at all. Really, it was gonna be Mulan has an arranged marriage with Shang,
Nice.
and then
Wouldn't cry about that.
Disney
and,
dad.
and so it kind of goes down like the rom-com route of like she's not ready to be a
Oh.
bride and all this stuff like that, and then like maybe
Weird.
there's
So,
war in the background.
Almost like Mulan too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I haven't watched Mulan 2. I don't know
I
if
think
I've
maybe
ever
I've seen it once, but I don't
It's on
remember
Netflix.
it.
Right, but yeah, it's real rom-commy stuff, and then they switched it up to the original war legend.
Well, and I think I read something else to kind of piggyback on what Andre said is that the man thing, based on what I read, now was she a woman or a man that time while she was in the war?
Oh,
Man.
she was pretending to be a man.
Yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
So based on what I read was same thing. She was pretending to be a man. We'll just say Ping. Who knows if that was actually the name? Probably not. She's trying to be. She's Ping the whole time. And when she comes back, and they're trying to give her those accolades, her war buddies come back to come see him, right? To come see Ping or whoever. And they find out at which point they find out that she's a woman, and they're like, minds are blown.
Yeah,
Like,
12
what?
years. If think about that, like this was pretty quick in this movie. I'm assuming this was
It's like a month because it was 3 weeks of training, and then maybe
It's
a
only
week
3
or
weeks?
Yeah,
How do you know
Man,
it
that
was
got
only,
good.
Did they say
they
that?
said it. They said that you have 3 weeks, and then I'll give my report. But then he never got to send his report
Right.
because.
It's the
It's
Huns attack.
So I mean, they were probably out there like a month,
Dang,
Yeah.
I wish I could get that strong in a month.
right?
Nice.
I know.
Man,
So I mean, the whole thing could have
try
been
it.
like a month and a half, but I doubt it.
Okay.
But anywho, so
They were already shook from that. Like,
Oh,
can you
for
imagine
sure.
12 years? First of all, I think that's one of the things as a child I kind of glossed over. Like, yeah, they totally believe she's a man. Like, that's fine. But, like, as I've watched it as an adult, like, that would be a lot harder. Like, I couldn't just chop off my hair and convince somebody that I was a man.
No.
And, like, I understand that at least the armor she's wearing is built for a man, so it makes her look bulkier. So, like, that helps in that aspect. And, like, her ears pop out because her hair's in a bun. But other than that, I feel like I don't... Like, that would be so hard to convince
definitely.
an entire army
Sure.
that you're a man.
for sure.
Like, she would have to wrap herself up. I'm like,
Well, like there's the scene where they're like all going skinny dipping or whatever.
Oh, God.
And so
Oh,
like
my
she's like
gosh.
sneaking out, and and like behind her horse or whatever, and she's just kind of like wrapped up in a towel, like, and that's it. And I think I'd know that.
like
As
Wait
she's
a
like
minute.
sneaking away.
like Mulan.
Something's
they
going on
weren't-
with Ping's body.
They weren't paying. Really, you'd be paying attention that much? I think
don't
they were
know.
just men. They weren't paying attention.
I
Is what it
guess,
is.
Yeah.
Comes down to.
I don't know.
She saw a lot of things that day. Anyways, back it up to where we were. We had our matchmaker moment.
Oh, okay. Let's pause for a moment, because one of the things that I love the most about this movie, I know we're all over the place, but is
It's hard when we love it.
yes, is the words, the lyrics to the song. I'll be honest, some Disney movies, I mean, the lyrics are good, but they don't really give you like an insight as to what's happening. But I feel like
Right.
this movie gives you such good, like, emotional, cultural feels. And it could be like good feels, right? Like, oh, this
Yeah.
is really cool. Or like, ooh, it just shows you. And that Matchmaker song,
Was a ooh.
especially, yeah, because they're saying like, your role is to get married, look pretty, be quiet, be perfect, don't bring dishonor. And if you bring dishonor, sucks to suck, you're done. Like,
You're not gonna get no man.
Listen, a girl can bring her family great honor in one way, by striking a good match, and this could be the day. It says, wait and see when we're through. Boys will gladly go to war for you. With good fortune and
a great hairdo.
You'll bring honor to us all.
like that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
The song's really cute. I love the song.
And a great hairdo.
But it's much less fanciful when you're an adult and you think about like what you're telling your child, which of course, I mean that's how it was in the
Kind of
day.
how
Yes.
some
You
of
know
the
what I mean?
Disney
And-
princess movies are in general.
And in this
but
movie, it's presented as like, this is uncomfortable and not right, and
Yeah.
this isn't what Mulan
Yeah.
should be doing. So I think the movie is sending a good message. if
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
and
think so
that-
too.
The elders of the
I still think
village
that's.
weren't.
I love that song. I love
Very
that
good.
song. It's so funny. So then, Mulan don't land a man. No, she does not. That was a hot mess of a scene.
So good.
She goes and she sings Reflection, and then my favorite scene happens. I don't know why this is my favorite scene, and I do. So after Reflection's done, they come from the war and they say one man from each family. And she even...
The draft comes,
yes,
yeah.
the draft comes. And she even steps forward and is like, my dad's already fought bravely, which is, like, bad for her to even speak at that moment, But her dad is, like, crippled, so she's like, you know what? I'm going to go to war for him. And then the most 90s song ever plays, the little tink...
The montage song?
God, I
Hold on.
love it.
I
Oh
wrote
my
down
God,
this-
the montage song. Dun, ding, ding,
It's like
Get it.
It's so great.
I
you
wrote
guys.
turning into a dude montage is legit.
It reminds me almost of like an 80s montage as well, like how they used to have those in 80s movies. And then she's like,
She like
boom.
lights the incense. It's like
No, slice my hair, put it in a bun. That is the best scene to
That's
me,
awesome.
and that song makes it 10 times
we should
better.
recreate
Steal a horse.
Steal a horse.
but it's mine.
Go. Bye, Dad.
Leave my comb.
Oh, it's literally the best. That it's something about that song and the way it lines up with every
Yes.
single thing she does. It gets me every time. I'm like, oh yeah,
It reminds
here it
me
goes.
of, like-
bum, 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 yeah.
Like other 90s karate movies, like the Karate Kid or like the Three Ninjas. It feels very awesome.
Well,
That's
even her
my
steps
favorite.
line up with the music. Step, step, step.
Oh, you're right though. The incense when she lights it and then she looks and she turns the sword like this. Oh, it's so great. That's my favorite part of the movie.
They used music masterfully in this movie.
Yeah.
They knew, even though the song is weird, and I love it though.
I love it though.
They
It's
did
so
a great job with all of just the background music, and I don't even really want to call it a score, even though it is,
Yeah.
because it was just very beautifully
Woven in,
interwoven.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Anyways,
ever said
that's
his
my
name.
favorite scene, guys. Which you probably didn't expect that, but
The guy-
it's the best.
The guy who did the music is Jerry Goldsmith.
Jerry
Goldsmith.
Jerry.
Who did other movies.
You notice how we
like
always say like
The Mummy.
musician names are like Menken, Giacchino, Jerry.
Jerry Goldsmith.
Go.
So then she goes to war, and she meets the 3 funniest characters in this movie.
What are their names?
That's a good question.
They're almost.
That's a great question.
They're
Ching Chow. Ching. That's sorry.
Luis is giving you a face.
Sorry. Go,
they're
Luis.
almost like a. What's the word? Like a homage to the Three Stooges.
Oh yeah,
A little.
okay, I can
Because,
see that.
You had that little one tough one. You had the big kind of,
The soft
fluffy
one.
one.
Fluffy one.
And then you also had the one with like, the crazy hair and like the voice.
The skinny scaredy cat
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I know Yao is like anger. That's what I equate him to.
Anger.
And he's small too. He's
Yao,
short.
yeah, Yao is anger, and then
Shang Po.
Chan
Shang
Po,
Po.
Shang Po.
and he's
He's the one that likes beef, pork, and chicken.
Isn't it a shoe or?
who's the last one? The little gimpy one.
Oh man,
Um,
it's not pink.
Is it
'cause Mulan's
is it
pink.
Ling?
Ling,
Ling.
Ling,
Ling.
It's Ling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember Mulan was like, yeah, but Ling, his name's Ling. Ping.
It's hard to track them down because IMDb did not do a good job of listing the cast in the correct order.
Ling, Ping, Zhao.
Shang Po is my favorite.
Chan Po.
Chan Po.
Yes, Chen Po.
I like how Chan Po will just like hug them all. when he hugs, is it Pat? What's
Yao.
his name? Yao. And he's like, remember your training. And he's like,
Yeah, I think all three of them are really good characters.
oh, they're hilarious.
And you get to see them kind of grow over the course of the movie too, because
For sure.
by the end they're all wearing dresses and makeup
Oh.
and fighting.
because they love
Oh.
Mulan. Mulan's their bestie for the resty.
Well, and then we're missing the best
Yeah,
side characters
We forgot some people.
ever,
Oh.
and how feisty and ancestral they are.
Andre Morton as
Ancestral.
Mushu.
No, not me. Eddie Murphy.
I know.
So this is Eddie Murphy's. I think this was his first animated movie or first voice acting work.
Really?
I believe so. And then
Wow.
he went on to go be Donkey in all
Oh,
the Shrek movies
fantastic.
after this. But it's interesting because like I was reading about it and he was kind of being a little diva at first. He was like, I can't record here in these Disney studios. This isn't conducive to my work. So he went and recorded all of his lines at his mansion in his basement that he had like a recording studio set up. Because if y'all don't remember, Eddie Murphy did record a music album. So he had a recording studio
That's
set up.
right. Oh my god.
Girl wants to party all the time.
Oh my gosh, yes. You're right.
Okay, and I didn't know
my.
this, and then Andre was like, "No, my girl wants to party all the time, and I was like, "No, I don't know party all the time." And then he showed it to me. I was like, "That's Eddie Murphy."
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Apparently, it is.
It's amazing.
I used to hear that song at the Roller King. Party all the time. All the time.
So
At the Roller
Eddie
King.
Murphy, he does a really good job in this movie. I love him as Mushu, but
Oh, I love him.
I can kind of see how like he got cast after Robin Williams had played Genie, and
Yep.
he was kind of doing like Genie stuff. You
Yep.
know, he's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna riff and I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna bring in pop culture references.
There was definitely
So
more
good.
than I remember, like
Right.
little one-liners
Mhm.
than I remember. I mean, there's all the good stuff like "Dasana on you, Dasana on your cow," but then as you keep going, like he has a lot of ad-libbing
Yeah,
Yes.
he
that
does.
they like.
That they left in.
And especially during the serious scenes, and I wonder if it's supposed to cut down on like
On
the
how
seriousness
serious
of
it
Warren
is? Yeah.
and
I
stuff.
think so.
But like,
especially for children. Like,
yeah, but they got a lot of one-liners in there. Louis, did you
my
wanna say
favorite
something?
one is the one Andre. I didn't realize it was a Batman reference until you said it.
Oh,
When
when
he does
he
the, like-
when he like puts up his wings and he has like ears on top of his head.
At the end when he
Yeah,
looks
at
like
the end.
Batman.
Mhm.
Well,
Where he
I
looks
thought
just
it
like a
was
bat.
gargoyle reference. Okay,
Oh,
Yeah, gargoyles.
yeah.
I don't know why.
Louis, what do you want to say, babe?
There was
I'll vouch for you.
There was a couple of one-liners of his that I thought were trying too hard.
What?
Like, damn Bessie. I was like,
Down, Bessie.
Like Eddie
Down,
Murphy.
Bessie.
Down,
You're
Bessie.
too full of yourself
I like
right
that
now.
one.
Get over that one. I didn't like that one. But there was some other moments where he was pretty funny. But there was like that one in particular, like I said, it's just, you could tell he was trying a bit too hard.
Right. Yeah.
Sound on your cow.
That's what I was thinking. That,
Yeah,
like,
that one.
he was
too.
just trying to Robin Williams it.
Yeah.
And like you can tell a little bit, but other
I
than that,
love
it's still
And it's
a,
just
still a
that
good
one, you
performance.
know?
Yeah.
I like
And
it when
then,
you.
my favorite one that he says is like when he's when he barely awakened, he's like, I'm alive.
No, he says, I live.
Well, that thing, whatever. Same
It's
stuff.
good. It's good.
When he's talking to the cricket, and he's like, "What do you mean you're not lucky? You lied to me?"
That was funny. You're like, what? Are you a sheep? That was funny.
My favorite one is when he's trying to wake up, like when he's trying to wake up the stone dragon. He's like, "Come on, Stony, well, I'm gonna get up," because he's just so upset that he doesn't get to be the guardian.
It's so funny because that particular scene, it's so weird how things stick with you. Like, just little snippets of things stick with you, and then you'll, like, say them, and you'll be like, dude, that's from a movie. But in high school, we had a chemistry teacher
Oh my god!
named...
What was his name? Mr.
Come on.
Mr. Mushu.
No.
I like
Mr.
hated him
Shu.
a lot.
Yeah, everyone did. Mr.
I don't remember.
Mr. Stoney.
Mr.
Stone. And legitimately, we
God.
got to the point where we were like, Stony. Stony. And he would get so mad, and he obviously had no idea where it was from, but it was most definitely from
He
Mulan.
was the most
Hilarious.
curmudgeonly curmudgeon. That's
Oh,
ever
it was so
curmudgeoned.
good though. So every time I see or hear that, I think of Mr. Stone, who literally was what is that word? Monotone. He's just so
Yeah.
monotone, but he was stony.
Stone.
That's hilarious.
But you know, one of my favorite lines in this movie, and I didn't realize it until this viewing because I don't think I knew what it was.
What?
They were like, all the ancestors wake up, right? Mushu's ringing the gong, and they're all starting to fight about Mulan. And they're like, she's from your side of the family, not she's from your side of the family. And then one of them's like,
Is it the
I don't know. What is
the
that?
cross?
Oh, the cross-dressing?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that is funny, though.
Okay, because I didn't get that. I thought they were talking about someone different.
Oh, no, they're
That
talking
whole
about
time
her.
I was like, what? They had a cross-dresser in there?
And then you go, Mulan.
This
It's
last time,
Mulan.
yeah, this last time we watched, I was like, oh, it's Mulan.
No, I like how they're like, well, she could have gone and been an acupuncturist. And then the other guy's like, we can't all be acupuncturists.
So random.
I love it, though, because I don't think I got what that meant.
Right.
But, oh, it's too funny.
Why acupuncturists?
Chinese acupuncture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh.
it's just like a thing that some of them did,
Yeah, but
especially that person.
I mean, that's a gross generalization, don't you think?
no, but it's just funny
But it's
because that's what
funny.
he's saying is we can't all be acupuncturists.
How many acupuncturists do you know? Like, they can't all be them.
And then even better, I couldn't remember why Mushu had been dishonored, but it's because Fa
Yeah.
Dang lost his head.
Yep.
He's
he's like,
yeah, thanks.
So
His
good.
head is just floating around. Yeah, thanks.
And he was like, wasn't that bad.
So good.
There was some dispute about putting Mushu in the movie at all.
Really?
Because the idea was that like it was gonna be Mulan, she's gonna go off to war, and they were like, well, she should have a sidekick. Let's make it be a dragon. That'll be cool. And they were like, no, we can't have a dragon. It's gonna be too scary and menacing to have a dragon.
And how are you gonna
be her sidekick?
a big old dragon?
Yeah, I guess they thought it was going to be a big old dragon. So that's where that whole joke comes from about Mushu destroying the dragon statue and then being pocket sized for your
For your
convenience.
I love Mushu.
So that they just made him small.
That's hilarious. I love that.
I love
Oh,
Mushu.
the entire scene where he's like coming out to Mulan, like he's like showing himself to her,
Right.
And they have him like
Like the
projected
shadow.
and he's shadowed and he looks super big and everything. It literally sounds like a Baptist church service, and he's just like, praise.
And the mighty Mushu.
And then the horse comes out and just stomps on him.
Literally just boom, boom, boom.
So
boom, boom.
good.
That was
Nays
amazing.
before
So
bays.
good. Nays before
before bays.
bays.
I like that horse. That's a good horse.
Nays before bays in this movie.
That horse is always looking out for her. Why are you shaking
No.
your head?
Not this nay?
I don't think so.
No, you like shaying over the bay.
Oh, I like me some shit.
Because I'm trying to
Goodness
think,
gracious.
like, where was... no. The horse that just didn't like Mushu.
Yeah, no, the
Right,
horse
yeah.
was down with the war. The horse
Yeah,
was
horse
like,
is
liked
down for
cricket.
war.
So
Yeah.
it should be Shang's before...
bangs.
No.
Well, I used to have bangs,
I
and
know
they're
you
gone
did.
now. So yeah,
No.
Shang before bang.
Oh
Mhm.
my goodness.
The death of Michelle's bangs was the birth of Andrel.
It was.
Oh yeah, that's us. She keeps trying to bring back the bangs.
Okay, because we've been watching the show New Girl, and obviously Zooey Deschanel has bangs. And so I'm like, babe, I'm going to get bangs again. He's like, no, you're not. I was like, I think I am. I was like, I looks good with bangs. And he keeps shaking his head, no.
You could leave him.
I think Zooey Deschanel is one of the only people on this whole earth that like rocks the bangs that hard.
Yeah, she does.
Like,
Wait
and
a
this
minute.
other girl we were in
But
sorority
you
with,
want to
but
know
other than that, nobody else.
a better hairstyle?
Hmm.
Man buns. Okay, Shane can rock a man bun. Let's be real.
If you get bangs, Andre has to get bangs.
What?
If I get bangs, Andre has to get a man bun? That's what
What?
I heard.
No.
That'd be a lot of work.
This sounds like a lot of hair.
He just
that's
shaved
on
his head.
Andre's
He's
head.
bald right now.
No thanks. Yeah.
I have no man bun words right now.
It's okay. It's Shang.
You have a woman
You're
bun
wearing
on
a bun
right
right now.
I'm a woman. It's not a man bun. It's a woman bun.
Mulan's bun was fine.
Yeah, because she's a
Lady
woman.
Okay.
Whoa, that's confusing there.
Is she? I thought she was a
A
man.
woman wearing a man bun,
That's supposed to be a man.
but is it really a man wearing a woman bun?
Oh, I see you have a sword.
Bunception.
I have one too. She's the worst man ever.
When she tries to spit like a
That was
loogie.
awesome.
Oh,
I love her
God.
spit. She was like trying to eat it. It looked like she was trying to eat it.
Ugh, gross.
Well, and even better is that now it's really funny because I know we've talked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. multiple times on this show, on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the main characters, Ming Na Wen, she plays.
I love Ming Na Wen.
What is her name in that? Melinda
May.
May.
Yes.
She is the voice actress of Mulan, and so it's so funny to hear her voice that I like know so well now, and then picture her on Mulan and have all these like manly
And
voices.
obviously,
Right.
she's a lot younger when this movie
Right.
happened, but I can still tell it's her.
It's just too funny to listen to her do the voice acting.
I that's what I love about voice acting, though. I think it's like so fun.
Oh yeah.
So basically, we meet. She's in the war camp, and we meet Shang, who is the son of
The
the
general.
general. So he's like, "Hey, I'm going to make you a captain," basically, right?
Li Shang, captain of the army.
Captain
Nice.
of this, this sector of the army. So he has 3
Promotion.
weeks to train all of these basically hooligans. They're basically hooligans. They're a bunch of men that don't know what they're doing. And
they all
they
just
have to
got
get down to
drafted.
business to defeat the Huns. And Shang is like, oh, God, here we go.
To defeat them honey buns, which is hilarious because I never understood
Did
that.
they send me daughters when I asked for sons? Yeah, they sent you one.
I mean, one. At least one. We don't know how
At least
many
one. I don't
women
know.
have infiltrated this army.
Yeah, at least one.
I'm just
You're
gonna
the
say, if women
saddest
can do
bunch
it, I think the Huns can do it.
met. And then, the
Some
only...
sick foreshadowing right there.
The
you imagine?
only reason I'm okay with them casting Donny Osmond as Shang is for that song.
Okay, so
like there's no
hang on.
reason Donny Osmond
Hang
needs to
on.
be Shang.
I misled you when I told you that Donny Osmond was Shang.
he only does the singing.
He does
only
the singing voice.
Oh, you told me he did everything.
B.D. Wong from
Yes.
Jurassic Park
Yes.
plays the voice of Shang.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
No,
but
yeah.
I am okay with Donny Osmond singing that song.
That is one of my and I think we talked about this too. One of my favorite all-time Disney songs.
Yeah.
Never
it's
gets
Emily's
old.
It's
favorite.
good.
Never gets old. Never gets outplayed. It is
It's
fantastic.
the one song where if we're in the car and it comes on, Luis will actually turn it up for his wife.
Yeah, I'll turn it up.
He's like, oh, it's her song. And Emily
it.
sings it and also because you have like a way lower voice than me. So I'm always like, you're the saddest bunch. And Emily's like, yeah. Like she can sing it too.
It's just
great.
it's a jam. Like
It is a jam.
The music behind it is so good. Like
But
in addition
I'm
to
never
the
gonna catch my
lyrics.
Think about it, those who knew me. Was that fool in school for cutting jam?
And you know what I like about it is
These
through
guys,
that
I'm
whole
scared to death.
through the whole montage, they're not actually singing.
Right.
Do you notice that?
It's
Like,
just
They're
happening.
talking, yeah.
well, no, like they're it's not like they're sitting and singing a song.
Right.
Like all the action's happening and they're singing like when they pop on the screen, like it's their voice,
Yeah.
but it's not them actually singing.
It's a
Yeah.
montage song.
I totally dig that. That's
Yeah.
super
Yeah,
cool.
we got another montage, y'all.
This
montage.
movie is full of
Yeah.
montages.
Yeah, it's like their thoughts.
Yes, which is
He doesn't
super
see
cool.
right through me. That's the best. I can sing that part of the song.
You know-
man.
You guys,
It's
you
funny because
guys,
they're trying to get Mulan to be a man. It's real hard, okay?
yow though.
In this song.
No. So what? So pretty much, Shang tells them, like, if you want, pretty much, he doesn't say this, but this is the underlying thing.
Yeah.
If you want to be a man, you're going to climb up this pole and you're going to retrieve that arrow at the very, very top. It's like a telephone pole, probably, or higher. It looks
Probably
like
higher.
It's real high.
And you have to do it holding these big gold
Weights.
weights.
Yeah.
And nobody can do it. So it's really funny because all the people trying and they're just miserably failing, right?
Falling.
And Yao, because here's the deal. Shang's walking around with no shirt on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
And I'm okay with it. But
Can you
Yao's
chill
like,
over there?
he goes, oh, I'll get that arrow, pretty boy, and I'll do it with my shirt on. So good.
Oh, they're so funny.
So good.
That's when Mulan started looking at Shang like, oh, shirtless?
She's like, oh.
Shirtless.
Oh, okay.
He is shirtless. and then you know what? Mulan gets that arrow at the end of that song. Bada bing, bada boom.
Louis, can you
She
tell me what
gets
you
it.
said when you watched that part, please? It was
Mulan
very
gets
cute.
the
When
arrow?
Mulan gets the arrow.
At the end of Be a Man. Come on.
I can't remember.
Stop.
No, I'm not
It was
joking. Tell me.
He goes, Emily, when that scene came on, it gave me chills.
Oh.
Okay, keep going. It's coming.
That's what you said.
That's all I said.
Yeah.
That's Emily's favorite song, so it gave her chills too. That
Well,
you
it
said
gave
that.
you chills that when she like went up she like had to sweat through it, and she got
Right.
all the way up to the top, and then she retrieved the arrow and threw it down at Shang and was
everyone's
like,
clapping. Yeah,
Yeah.
because at that point Shang was like, "Pack up, go home. You're through."
She probably should have gone home.
I mean, probably. That was her free and clear. Hey, I guess our family doesn't
That's
have to
what
go to
I
war.
said too. I was like, "Go home, go home. You're fine. Leave. Get out of here." So that scene specifically where Mulan climbs the pole and retrieves the arrow in the rain, I think about that scene a lot. I don't know why. Just like within my daily life, there's moments where I'm like, I just gotta be like Mulan. I gotta get that arrow.
Boom.
Like I don't know why. It's like a thing I do. So when I was running that Spartan race I did, like every time we would come to wall, I was like, yeah, I'm Mulan. Yeah, I got it.
If that's
Be
not a good
man.
role model, I don't know what
Yeah.
else is, Michelle.
But just like even when I guess it's when I'm at the gym a lot. But I think about this, like when I'm like trying to like lift weights, I'm like, I'm Mulan. It's fine. I got this.
well, it's better that you say I'm Mulan and not like be a man, right?
Yeah.
Right? So good for you.
oh yeah,
Like, good.
I'm not trying to be a man. I'm trying to be Mulan getting that
Be
arrow
a man.
because you know if she could do it, I could do anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, good role model for children, y'all.
Yeah. Then she throws that arrow down, and Shang is like, "Whoa, that's a man right there.
That's a man.
Little did he
That's
know.
a man.
That's a
He would
woman.
want some of that woman
Whoa,
later.
man."
Whoa, man.
So they all grow. All of them become much better
Yeah.
skilled fighters.
In 3 weeks,
Great
I'm
in 3
about
weeks. I'm trying to go through the Shang workout program. Let's
Right?
go.
it.
They all get jacked. They're ready to go.
Jacked.
And then they go skinny dipping. And pretty much Mushu is so funny. Mushu's
On
like,
a panda.
he's like, I'm gonna take this war into my own hands because Chi-Fu, who is the emperor's advisor at Shang's camp,
This dude.
is like,
He said no.
he's like, nah, you guys aren't ready. And Mushu's like, I did way too much to get Mulan into this war. So him and Cricky go into
And I think they were ready. They had proved
well, more
themselves.
ready than they were,
Sure.
for sure. So him and Cricky go into Chi-Fu's tent and start typing up a letter. And oh my
Ting,
god,
ting, ting,
I'm
ting,
sorry.
ting,
That
ting, ting,
first,
When Cricky is typing,
He's typewritering.
it makes the typewriter sound
with his little feet.
with his legs.
And the first rendition comes out, and he's like, "Oh, I got this." And then Mushu reads it, and it's. Do you remember what he
No,
says?
what
I
does
can't
it
remember.
say?
I don't remember exactly.
It's
but
like, hey, Dad.
it's like, "Hello, son. Can you please bring your army here? I think that it would be good if you met us in the Tung Shao Pass." Mushu's like, "Oh, you should have added, and while you're at it, bring us some potpourri." Because it's just so non-urgent.
Right.
It's just very, very
Hey.
cool. And then he's like, "Get out of here! Do it again!" And then it's more urgent, and
Yeah.
then they go off to war.
Yeah.
But here's the cool thing is that even though, and I was giving Mushu such a hard time because even though he's a fantastic character, he gets Mulan into so much trouble.
Right.
Like if you pay attention to what Mushu's actually doing, he's giving her good advice, but then he's always getting things like messed up.
They didn't need to go that tongue shall pass. They
well,
did not.
Well.
here's the deal. If
I
he
mean, they
hadn't
did.
sent that letter, the Huns would have gotten to the Emperor without any backup.
Right.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have even known that they were.
Yeah, because
there.
basically they're going to war, and we're skipping over a great song here. They're
Yeah, we
real
are.
bored. They just walk in and walk in for a long time.
Where are they
They've
walking?
been marching off to battle.
Where are they walking?
Bum, bum, bum.
No, where are they walking?
To the tongue shall pass.
To do what?
A girl worth fighting for.
Oh, Lord.
They're gonna go get the Huns, okay? They're gonna defeat the Huns.
They're going to go meet the General's Imperial Army in the Tung Shao Pass to get the Hun. So, yes,
Yes.
you're right.
A girl worth fighting for. That's what I said. A girl worth fighting for. I love that song. And this time they're actually singing.
Yes, they
It
are.
makes
Yes.
sense because they're so bored.
They're
like,
marching.
oh, girl. And they're like dreaming about women. That's what they missed most when they went off to war. I love that song. It's so funny. Because it honestly, like, that is one of the songs.
That's the best.
That
and
is
I listened to that song like a million times, but I didn't remember that he heard them say that, and he like looked at them. He gave them
Oh,
the-
yeah. Andre
the biggest
forgot that.
side eye.
He gave him, like, the side eye. Like, But I
Girls
think that
love
this
me.
song
True.
is actually
Just my
one
mom.
of the most like accurate. Like I completely think men probably still sing about women while they're off at war, just like, oh man, this is women.
Well, do I think they sing about them? Maybe not.
They might. I don't know. But I Luis's face. Right
Servicemen, please send in your videos of you guys singing about women while you're off in war.
now. Yes.
Please don't.
Thank you.
I do not want to see them. But I agree with you. I think that it's cute because it's very well done. It's not like creepily done, and
Right.
it's not too cheesy. It's just you can see each person's motivations and what they want in a woman, and it's just so funny because some of them want the accolades, right? Like she's gonna think I'm the best,
Yes.
and the other ones are like, no, I want her to be interesting. Well, no, that's Mulan, right?
Right, yes.
And then Chin Po, what does Chin Po want?
Beef,
pork,
chicken.
It
And
all
Andre
depends on
goes-
what she cooks like.
Yep.
Andre goes, I'm Chenpo. I was like,
I
yeah,
don't even
you
care
are.
what she looks like. She
Yeah.
just needs to cook good.
Girl fighting for. I love that
How
song.
about a girl who's got a brain, who always speaks her mind?
Nah.
None of them care.
They don't want Emily up in that.
No. Sorry,
Literally
Emily.
so.
You're not a girl worth fighting for.
I am not a girl with fighting for.
And then after this song, the way they do this song is brilliant because
Yeah.
it ends so abruptly,
A girl worth fighting.
and then they see,
Oops.
oh snap, the Huns just burned this entire village. There's probably no survivors. They're looking for some survivors, and then that's when it got real. So I guess Mushu's fake letter was actually
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
very helpful.
kind of helpful because that entire main army is dead and gone. So all we have is this little tiny backup army.
Well, 12 people, I think.
Yeah, how many people are
300
Right,
when
yeah.
they do the kicking stick
That's
scene when
my-
you back up, but
Yeah,
then
yeah,
there's
yeah.
what, 15?
Yeah, that's kind of one of my problems with this thing is they don't do a very good job keeping up with the amount of
Well,
people
when
that
they're
were in that
singing the
recruitment
girl
camp.
was fighting for song, all the armies there, but I think they just focus on them. But it
Everybody's
is
just
a
hanging
little
back.
qualm.
They're
but-
like, bye.
Nah, they're deserters.
You guys go check out the village.
And then you know what? Mushu messed up again.
Oh, yes, he did.
He messed up again. So
What'd
now
he
they're
do?
like, well, we got to go through the pass, to try to find these Huns because we're the only ones left, and they're going to get to the Emperor. And Mushu just has to let off a firework or whatever you call them.
A cannon.
Yeah.
Come on. And then he gave away their position. And then the best scene happens.
Go ahead, Michelle. You're just so excited.
Yeah.
Or,
I think the Huns already knew they were there, though, because as soon as he shot that off, they were right there.
well,
It's
they were
almost
probably
They were
nearby.
at
Yeah.
the top of the mountain, like hiding.
Watching, waiting.
They were watching. They were probably just waiting for like the perfect moment to attack, type of thing,
Yeah.
But God, the Huns are scary, man. They're terrifying.
When they're coming over that ridge
Oh,
on their horses after
That's
Shan
where it
Yu
got
has,
real
like,
Dothraki.
released his bird.
we were like, oh
well,
my God.
it looks like Dothraki, but it also looks like the wildebeest from the Lion King.
Yeah,
There's
well,
someone over-
100%.
Didn't they use a similar
It's probably the same animation. honestly.
animation? I
Yeah.
think they did.
It was
I had
similar.
read
I think
something
it was
about that.
called Attila, which I think is hilarious.
Attila.
They made it, and it was called Attila,
Attila the Hun.
who was a Hun.
Yeah. He
I
was a
wrote, this is literally what I wrote. When the Huns come over the mountain, whoop! That's some amazing animation.
That scene is so intense. I even think about for a child, like I remember that scene sticks with you.
Oh, yeah.
Like where they're coming over the mountain. I remember being terrified, being like, oh my God. And it still gets me like to this day. Like, because I can put myself, like, if I put myself, like, in these soldiers' shoes, I'd be like, I'm dead.
Well, and they do such a good job because it's the sheer number. You
Yeah.
know, like at
Yeah.
first you just see Shan Yu.
Yeah.
You see Shan Yu at the top, and then you see his little 2 like major henchmen come over,
Yeah.
and then you just see this entire army. And it's again the beauty of the music, the yelling. Like they have them all like
Right.
yelling over the edge.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were doing a Native American
that?
like.
Ooh.
Sounds like a turkey call.
Yeah.
I was getting Dothraki on us again. They do a lot of screaming.
But it was just very beautiful how they did that. And in that moment, everyone else is like, "Oh heck no!" And what does Mulan do? She starts
steals
running
a
towards
cannon.
them.
She's like, you know what? I better get closer to these dudes.
Well, that's because she
Dig it.
figured out how to, how to save them all. But even Shang in this moment, that's when his real captain comes out because he's like, we die with honor. Because if I didn't have a captain in that moment telling me what to do, I'd be like, okay, goodbye. I told Andre, I was like, that's when I bury myself under the snow and hope I can get back out after they trample me. Because,
True.
like, I ain't
Yeah.
trying to do none of that. And they can't go backwards because they just fall off a cliff. Like, they're
Oh yeah,
stuck.
oh yeah, they
That's
were
my
in a
worst
bad
nightmare.
situation.
And it's cold, too. Worst nightmare.
it was very good thinking by Mulan to set off that avalanche.
Yes.
I dig
It
it.
was good stuff.
That's why they needed a woman's brain in that moment.
Well, and here's the deal: if you really want to think about it, like it was pretty unrealistic. Like if you think about
Oh,
like
for
in
sure.
real terms,
Yeah.
but it
Because
still.
that tiny cannon wouldn't set off a huge.
Well,
Well, it might.
It
Might,
could,
but-
like, it could snow wise, but like they all would very well be dead.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
at the same time, it still gives me chills because it's just done so well. The whole
the whole scene.
and like we said earlier, that's where a lot of Mushu's one-liners come in.
Nope.
But
But
I'm kind of happy because it really did cut down on like the fear of the real war
Right.
that's going on right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a real
'Cause
war scene. That's
these
just not
dudes are
people
coming.
fighting.
No,
Like
that
that's
was like a war scene.
total annihilation coming at you.
Going back to that scene where he pulls that Han's
dude
head out of the snow, you kind of have to think either he's going really fast or he's strong because he pulls his head up while still moving.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of think that he's dragging that
He's
body
dragging the
underneath
old
the
dude.
snow.
Oh my gosh. Well, Mushu is kind of like a guardian. I imagine he's pretty strong, actually.
Sure, yeah, he's got.
I'd agree with that. I mean,
Magical
why
strength.
wouldn't he be? Just because
Yeah.
he's small doesn't mean he can't, lift
That's
up
hilarious.
Right.
I
his
never
weight.
thought about that, Lou.
He's just dragging him along over here. His bicep must be bigger than my head.
Yeah.
You saw his true form.
That's
the only
hilarious.
qualm I have about that scene is when, Mulan and Shang go over the cliff with the
Yeah.
horse.
Again,
the
that's
only thing.
unrealistic,
But, you
but-
gotta.
Right.
It wasn't for Chen Po,
Chin Pyo comes up,
Chen Po.
picks them all up, runs them back.
Including a horse. He just picks up a horse. It's just a horse and 2 people.
Unfortunately,
And a Mushu. And a cricket.
you know what I was thinking about though? So, skipping forward. Gosh, okay, sorry.
we know who you are, Michelle. Go ahead.
Mulan ended up at the end of this thing with the sword
Yeah.
of the evil dude. Why can't I think of his name?
Shan Yu.
Shan Yu, the medal from the emperor.
See?
But she got one more thing. She got a scar from Shan Yu.
See?
That's dope.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like, look at my battle scar. Look at it. It
Look
was
at
also
it.
unfortunate because that's how they found out she was a woman.
So there you go. So during the whole
Dudes love
fight scene,
scars.
surprisingly, only
Dudes
one
do love
person
scars.
gets hurt, and it's Mulan. She gets a little like side swipe from Shan Yu. And once the whole scene is over, they find out like she's hurt or he's hurt, and so somehow a medical doctor pops up in the
Yeah,
snow.
that's what I
Yeah.
said. I said, how'd they find a
Came out of
doctor?
nowhere.
in a tent. That's cool. And pretty much he comes out, and I didn't realize this then. I thought that he was just coming out and like he's okay, but he came out and was like, "She a woman."
Yeah, because he had to like wrap her up, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, she's a woman."
Yeah. So here comes Shang and Shifu, and they're like, "Oh!"
The doctor. I've
Shifu-
never seen anything like this.
Shifu was so annoying in that movie, and he's like, "Treason, treacherous woman!" And he's like throwing her on the ground. I'm like, "Calm down, sir.
If it wasn't
She just
for you,
saved
you'd
you
be
from
dead."
everyone."
Right.
Yeah, he was hiding under a rock.
Yeah, he
Shifu.
was. So do you know that in Mandarin, Shifu means bully?
Oh, does it?
That's
Boom.
hilarious.
There
He
you
kind of
go.
is a bully.
That's good.
But
He's like a sneaky bully, but yes.
yeah. Good news is Shang doesn't kill her because life for life.
She saved him,
She saved him. He saved her. But they also just leave her there.
which is pretty.
Like they're like, "Okay, bye."
That's pretty much like killing her, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Leaving her to die.
Leaving her up in the snow
Because
with a couple wontons.
at the same time, he is a captain. I honestly think he would have taken her with him. I honestly do think he would have taken her with him. But because he was a captain, he also kind of had to be like, let's go, move out.
I think Shang felt extra betrayed. He was like, Ping, you were my bro. But
They
you actually a
were.
bro.
They were like
What?
homies.
No.
They were homies at that point.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Well, and he had said something like, I trust you. And then it
Mm-hmm.
was like, the next moment was like, I don't
Which
trust
I
you.
said was weird because if you watch this movie again and watch the way that Shang looks and talks to Ping, like as the war goes on, I'm like, they're making it seem like he likes he likes her, but it's like he's a man.
Something
And so-
about
I got
Ping's
that
face.
impression.
It's
I got
just-
that impression.
Because I
I
get
want
it's
to
from
smooch it.
I get it's from Mulan's perspective,
Right.
you know. So in Mulan's mind, the things he's saying to her is gonna trigger like, oh, he likes me because
Right,
she's
right,
a
right.
woman. But no, like she's a man. But the way he talks to her, even when he's like, I trust you, like the way he says things, I'm like, oh.
The war
But
was a confusing
that's
time for
man.
him.
That's cool.
There's a little confusion
He
on
met a
that
lot
part.
of different kinds of people there.
You
and,
know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got
He
to
had
do.
to go on some journeys.
I guess.
And maybe he's on his own personal journey.
Mm-hmm.
I just
It's
think
called
Shang
self-discovery,
is,
okay?
Shang's
Right.
a nice man, guys. He's a nice man.
Yeah.
Um,
and he,
so
and
then-
he likes every version of Mulan. Works for me.
Yeah, he got the emperor's approval. So
Ping,
you know.
Ling, Mulan, Fa, Cha, Hua.
Whatever. Let's go.
Works for me. You know what's really sad though, and I didn't remember this until I just watched it. So sad. Oh God. Mulan is up in the. Andre's looking at me like, "Why are you crying?"
What's happening?
Mulan's up in the snow. The horse, Cricky, Mushu, some dumplings, a
Chillin'.
mini fire.
Some dumb.
They're gonna
Yeah, how'd
die.
they get those dumplings?
I think they left him for her. Literally, it looks like she's gonna die up there. And she picks up the helmet and she says, when I look in the mirror, all I wanted to see was something worthwhile, and now I see nothing. And she like throws it
It
away.
is sad.
It is so
Right.
awful.
It's
Princess
very-
has got to hit
she's
rock bottom
very
too, y'all.
defeated.
I guess she's not technically a princess.
Well, she be hitting all kinds of rock bottom.
Right.
That's like not even. I don't see myself. That just
The
she.
way I want to see myself.
She's
It's
like, I see nothing.
And then at that point, like,
Worthless.
I feel for Mulan because let's go through her progression. She's a child. She has to find a man. She failed at that. Her dad's going to go to war, so she's like, I'm going to go to war too. She was doing great, convincing everybody she was a man. So now she's got some gender identity issues because she has to also like convince herself she's a man because she's got to act like one. You know what I mean? Which she does get better at it throughout the movie. And then she failed at that too because they found out she was a woman. They leave her there, and now she's like, who the heck am I? Like
Well, and she feels like she can't do anything.
That is so confusing.
important.
Right.
Because everything that she does, regardless, and now that everyone knows she's a woman, she feels like she has zero power. Like, talk about a person with
Zero
no
value.
option. And speaking of no options,
Dun 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 dun. The Chinese battle. Have I said that before?
I don't
said
know.
it.
Fortune
I don't know if
cookie.
you can use it. No, no.
I ate a fortune cookie yesterday. It
I
was
know,
yummy.
but they don't do fortune cookies in China.
They don't?
No,
Nah, dude, that's
No.
American.
That's an American
Yeah.
thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. Now that
That's
we're-
Americans putting their
Right.
ethnocentric ideas on other people. Go ahead.
Okay, so now that we're on the topic of Mulan and her self-identity and therefore her spirit, this week's battle has to do with having a free spirit.
Okay.
So, we're in one ring, we have our main character, Mulan. And on the other side, we have Merida from Brave.
Oh.
So, the battle is
I need you to say her name correctly.
Merida from Brave.
Louise.
Merida.
Merida from Brave.
Brave.
Now you guys put me on the spot. I can't do it. Merida. Merida from Brave.
There you go.
I give me mom a cake and then she turned into a bear.
Bear.
Give me mama cake, and then she turned into a bear. All right,
Wreck-It Ralph trailer. Sorry.
Messing it up, guys. Messing it up.
Anyway.
Anyways, here is the battle between Mulan and Merida.
Nah.
Who
Merida.
was the most free-spirited of the two? Ready? Go.
Who's the most free spirited? Okay, so my initial reaction is Merida, because she, throughout her seemingly her entire life, and definitely throughout the entire course of that movie, she is like, I don't care what you say, Dad. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm shooting arrows. I'm being my own person.
I'm shooting arrows.
I'm not marrying any of these Scottish
But
dudes.
Mulan is trying to at least bring honor to her family. So therefore, I feel like Merida is more free-spirited.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That was your point, right? Because,
Right, yes.
Because Mulan...
Mulan has...
Why are you laughing?
Mulan has a lot of like...
Because I finished
You
his thought.
finished his point. Yes, that's funny.
We live together. It happens. Okay.
Mulan has like a lot of conviction, and she's ready to do anything to bring honor to her family and to herself. But I don't know if that equates to her having like a free spirit, and especially since she's like pretending to be somebody else throughout most of the movie, it feels like her spirit.
Yeah, when
is
you're free
a lot less than
spirited, you
free.
can be whoever you want to be.
Well, sure, that's true.
She wanted to be a man, so
I wonder, I think this would be an interesting question. Like, it's interesting if she didn't have so many expectations placed on her.
Right.
Mulan probably would have been a very free spirit.
Yeah.
Because the way that you watch her in that first scene, when you first see her come on screen, she's very free spirited in that moment when she's having the dog go out and like feed the chickens, and she's just doing her, and oh Dad, like broke a cup, I brought a spare.
You're supposed to drink your tea.
You can just see that she's very loving, family oriented, but she has that kind of free childlike spirit. But I think that because all these expectations are constantly just being thrown on her, she's almost like, I don't want to say depressed like in an emotional way, but she's depressed into that.
Right.
Like she doesn't have a way out.
Yeah, her
really.
free spirit has been repressed.
Yeah,
Yes.
repressed. Thank you.
Yeah. So
So I would say Merida.
I would say Merida as well.
Because she's looking at all that and she's like, my mom's a bear, but I'm still a free spirit.
So I look at the two and I'm kind of thinking about, I only want to say Mulan is a bit more of a free spirit because she lives almost in a daydream. Like you guys made very, very valid points. She is at least trying to bring honor to her family and all that, but I don't necessarily think, focusing on doing what your family wants takes away from her being a free spirit.
Sure.
Only because like I'm thinking when she's writing on her hand, she's doing all that. She's a free spirit. When she puts the corn or the whatever it was on little brother, that's like a free spirit thing to do right there.
It's a very, very ingenious way
not
of
keeping
farming.
track of time, not being not arriving early, and not being punctual. I'm sorry to say, but that to me seems like a free spirit.
I'm also going with Mulan. My vote is for Mulan because Merida is much younger than Mulan, I believe.
She acts younger.
She
I don't know if
acts
she actually
younger for
is,
sure.
but she acts
I
much
think
more
Mulan
teenager-y.
is a free spirit basically for the fact that at the moment when Shang says like go home, you're done. She could have gone home, but then at that point it was like everything she does, although it is for her family, it's also for herself in like a self-discovery way. Like she did want to go to war, not just for her dad, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like I think she wanted to do that for herself to discover who she was.
Well, and to make
then
sure
she didn't
that there
leave
was
when they tried to send her home, so that to me was like very free-spirited. And even when they shunned her in the mountains, she was like, "No, I'm going back." Like in that way, like I think she was the most free-spirited out of them.
Sure, I can get down on that. Yeah, I think her making the decision to take her father's place in war is
all of those things, like as much as they were quote unquote for her family, I believe she did them all for herself. So I'm going with Mulan. So we had two Merida, two Mulan.
Tu Merida, tu Mulan.
2 and 2.
Some of our listeners will have to let us know.
Yeah.
These are the tiebreakers.
Yeah.
The tiebreakers.
Hey,
That's all it
YouTubers,
breakers.
if you're watching this on YouTube, comment down below who you think is the most free-spirited.
Andre loves those YouTube comments.
Boom. Yes. Hit me with them.
Boom.
Mario
Hit me with
500
your
now.
best YouTube comment. Fire away. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
so
you. Can you finish the battle song, please?
Dun, 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 Mushu battle.
that was not a Mushu
Yeah, Mushu
battle.
wasn't even a part of it. I don't
Okay,
know why I
so
said that.
now
Spirit
we are at the Emperor's
New group.
castle
Oh.
empire Emperor's Empire? Emperor's
Palace.
Palace.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
I was like, it's not a castle. At the palace. And
the
everybody
moat.
is celebrating because they think all the Huns are dead. And Mulan's like, I'm going to find someone who believes me. She's like, the Huns are dead. The Huns aren't dead. The Huns are coming. Nobody believes her until the Huns pop out of the Chinese dragon. Then they believe her.
Yeah.
Poor Mulan.
They got Trojan horsed.
They did
Yeah,
get
they did.
Trojan horsed.
When Shan Yu appears on the roof of that building, and you see the Falcon fly over, and then you see like does he like catch his sword?
He like catches it up
He
above.
catches his sword, and then like his yellow eyes just peer up above the building, and
Yikes.
everybody in the crowd's like, ah! He's a very scary man.
He
His
is no
eyebrows.
joke. That entire Hun army, those look like some scary barbaric dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
they're the Dothraki. I'm going to show you a picture of some Dothraki.
Well, the worst part is that if you think about it, and of course this isn't a more adult theme, but every time that they are interacting with each other, I mean, there's no compassion in this army.
Right, yeah.
Like, oh, this little girl wants her doll back, so I can,
Yeah.
kill the village.
Right,
Like,
yes.
how many people does it take to send a message? One. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
Well,
this
that
dude's
other guy said bye-bye.
He dead. That's the
Ruthless.
Dothraki king.
Oh, yeah.
Very Hun-like.
Yeah, that's pretty honey.
Yep.
But not like a honey.
Well, he is a honey.
No.
Yeah, he is.
That's Aquaman.
It's Aquaman, yeah.
Oh, honey. Honey buns.
I really like when Mushu sets the bird on fire. The Falcon. Shan Yu's Horcrux.
Calls them Mongolian barbecue.
Mongolian barbecue.
It's just so funny because he goes instantly from a terrifying bird to like
A chicken,
featherless
almost.
chicken.
You guys, I'm just going to say, the moment I got chills in this movie was, so the Huns pop out at the palace. They take the emperor into the palace, and they pretty much board it up, barricade it, and they're all outside trying to freaking get in. And you hear the Be a Man music start in the background.
That's right. Yes.
And I'm just gonna say,
and it's like a reprise.
I'm just gonna say, perfect reprise in a Disney movie,
Especially with the three of them dressed like women.
Yes, because the song is saying "Be a man,"
Right.
and they're all dressing
all
up
dressed
as
as women.
women.
It's
Be
great.
Like
a man.
they're taking Mulan's advice. They're becoming the opposite of what culture and society says they should be, and they're literally
And they're succeeding.
they're succeeding so hard,
Yeah.
even though there's some ugly concubines. They're
Listen,
working it,
you know
and
what?
I love that. It literally gave me chills because it was the moment that you needed for Mulan to be vindicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if they didn't win that little battle scene, I was happy because
Right.
her friends stood up for her and they believed him.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally left Shang with this lion statue trying to get in, and they're like, "Bye, Shang. I'm going with Mulan. She knows.
We're putting on dresses and we're gonna go win the war.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Saving China in a skirt.
See ya, Captain.
That's how we do.
And
Us
then
women.
Shang pops up and he takes off his little cape,
And he pulls out the tiniest knife in the world
And
to
he's
try
like,
to fight.
let's do this. So cute. I love it. Such a good reprise. All right.
And then Mulan has to fight Shan Yu, and it's awesome. She's
Great.
so good at fighting.
She's exactly like the real actress
Like
in real
Renee.
life in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She Ming Na Wen for sure.
Yes.
Now when-
It's awesome. The fight choreography in that scene is really cool.
Yeah, it is really good.
Me likey.
And then
You know what's weird
they
though?
defeat the Huns with the buns.
With their buns.
The bun Huns.
All the Huns buns are gone.
No swords, all buns.
You know what's really weird is how big Shan Yu is compared to other people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when him and Shang stand next to each other when they're fighting, he literally, because at first I was like, come on, Shang, get up.
Right.
But he's like 3 times bigger than
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he's a huge dude.
He's a big old man.
Like if Shang
Get
is
off
like
the roof,
6
get off the
foot, then
roof.
Shan Yu is like 9 feet.
Yeah,
tall.
for sure. And 700 pounds,
Right.
but also very nimble. Like,
Yeah. Able to move very fast.
I don't
I love
know.
it. But they defeat him, and then
They
get-
blow him
They
off the
blow
roof,
him
Tom.
up.
Get off the roof, get
With
off the roof, get off
fireworks.
the roof. And then, you know what I was thinking the whole time? Because then the people, in the crowd start cheering at the end. I'm like, why didn't y'all storm the palace, try to help out your emperor? You all could have defeated one bad guy.
One bad guy.
One bad guy if y'all just stormed the palace.
Truth.
And then
But when you're subservient, and
I
you know
know.
that there's
I
a
know.
lot of
They're like, I ain't trying to die too.
Right.
Yeah, there's.
You know what? I'll take whatever emperor I get.
Boom.
You know?
They
It's
save
fine.
the emperor. Boom. Mulan gets the sword. Boom. Mulan gets the thingy from the emperor. The coin.
What's it called? We're gonna call it a coin.
Talisman.
Talisman? What is it?
I don't remember.
A coin.
A coin? What is it?
I don't know.
Metal.
Metal.
Coin. I like it.
I really
Boom.
like.
That's one big coin.
I really like when they're all bowing to the emperor, and Chen Po takes off his wig to bow like it's a hat. Amazing.
You don't meet a girl like that every dynasty.
And then I said, true dad, emperor. True dad.
I really appreciate that last scene where the emperor is pretty much berating poor Mulan. He's like, you know,
Infiltrated my army. And
Yeah, you disgraced our everything, but you saved
all of
China.
China.
You know, and he bows to her, which is probably the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever. He
Awesome.
tells her like, yeah, you were really unconventional, but you saved us all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. She finally got the accolade.
Yeah, that
she
emperor
deserved.
was like, put her on my council, get her a job.
Right.
Like, he was ready.
Take your job.
Bye, Chifu.
You suck.
But, you know, she just wanted to go home to her papa,
To her papa.
to her baba. Baba.
to Senor Rivera.
I love Mulan's dad, and Mulan's mom, and Mulan's grandma.
Mulan's
We
grandma.
didn't even talk about grandma.
We
yet.
didn't talk about
Well,
grandma at
this
all.
is where grandma comes in. She's like, you brought that home from the war? You think she would have brought home a man? And then Shang just shows up.
Sign me up
Sign me up
for the next war. Me too, grandma. Me too.
Would you like to stay for
Ooh.
dinner? Would you like to stay
Stay
forever?
And
And
then
let's just
so
talk
cute.
about how Shang is like the least smooth man on the
Right,
planet.
yeah.
He's known war. Like, he's just been doing that, you know?
He literally told Mulan at the end of that Emperor interaction, "You fight good."
He didn't know what to do.
Dude.
He was still
So,
confused
girl,
that she was a
Hey, you
woman.
fight
At the end of the
good.
day, he has more game than I do.
Truth.
Yeah.
Shang's like, this is
Let's
way
be
easier
real.
when you were just
You ask any girl if Shang is hot, they're gonna say yeah.
You
They're like,
fight
uh-huh.
good.
You fight good.
And then he shows up. You forgot your helmet.
You forgot.
You literally just
And then he
traveled
tells
like
the dad-
3,000 miles to tell her that she
And
forgot
then
her
he tells
helmet.
the dad, actually, it's your helmet. So funny. And
Too
then
funny.
and then the ancestors are dancing. They're like, And Mushu did good, and he gets to be a guardian. And then 98 Degrees comes on. True in your heart.
my God.
You must be true in your heart.
It literally
going
says
off
in
right
my
now.
notes, the music is done so well until 98 degrees.
What?
And because my
I
phone
love
hates
that
me, it says
song.
98 degrees.
Oh, the grease.
That's a best.
Like degreasing
you love
your
that
oven.
song. You know you do.
I do, but I think that they did a really good job until then because it doesn't fit at all.
Right.
It doesn't fit.
I
Don't
love
don't
it.
lie
I
to me.
understand that the ancestors are partying, but it probably should have ended with like a reflection reprise. Or
But,
something
Yeah.
it, but
like
it
that,
goes
you
like
know?
very well. It just blends into the credits that I always think of it as a credit song. I don't think of it as like part
okay.
of the ending of the movie.
I
Sure.
agree.
But you know the best thing, and I was telling Andre about this, is that music video and the Christina Aguilera Reflection music video are hilarious because these old 90s music videos used to do this thing where they'd be dancing, right? And then it would flash back to scenes from the movie.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, you gotta watch them. So like Christina Aguilera will be singing, and then it'll flash to Mulan like putting something in her hair,
Oh.
and then she'll be singing, and then it'll flash to Mulan.
She'll like look into the water, a reflection, and it's like Mulan
it's
in the
Mulan's
water.
reflection instead of Christina.
That's really awful.
No,
Oh my
it's
God.
hilarious.
No, Christina and Mulan are not reflections.
Right.
I
Well-
love it. And you know what
Who
I
is
love?
the girl I see? Not that.
You know what I love? Mulan singing in Mickey and the Magical Map. Mm-hmm.
Mickey and his magical map.
He's got a map that's magical. Bow, 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 bow.
Luis is dancing, just so you know.
He loves Mickey and the Magical Map. He does.
Especially our rendition of the theme song.
Well, you guys kind of made me like love that song because every single time like
Yeah.
we were at Disneyland, anywhere near that place, you guys would start singing it, so it just caught on.
Mickey and the Magical Map. Yeah.
Anyway, that's a
People
good show.
stare at us when we
If
go
you've
to
ever
that
been to
show, and I'm
Disneyland.
like, oh, yeah, Mickey. They're like, that's not how it goes.
You're
I'm
like, that's
doesn't
exactly how it goes.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter. But, oh, isn't this movie so brilliant? How much money did it make?
This movie made a fair amount of money. Not the most amount of money, but a fair amount. Let's see here.
Not the most.
Its opening weekend, it made $22.8 million. It only got beat out by the X-Files movie that came out.
The X-Files.
In the U.S., it ended up grossing $120 million, and worldwide, it grossed $304 million.
Pretty good.
Boom.
You know what I just realized? This movie came out in 1998, and they got 98 degrees to do the
gracious.
song. That's why they did that.
Anyway, this movie could have made a lot more money, but it had a very limited release in China because China was feuding with Disney at the time because of
the movie that came out the year before, right?
It was like a Disney produced like documentary film. Hang on, which film was it? It was about it was called Kundun,
Yeah,
which is
I read
a
about
biography about the Dalai Lama. And the Chinese government was like, nah, this is too much. It's too politically provocative. So they only let Mulan be released in China for like a week or something like that in like a time that was not good for theater going. So it had a very small showing there. But
I'm sure it would have made a lot more money because
if it had been promoted
because
properly.
I mean, if you think about it, Mulan is like the princess face of that country. So I'm assuming that they love Mulan. You know, when Mickey and the Magical Map comes on, people love Mulan. So
sure.
And she's also one of those princesses that like she's gotten a lot more things in Disneyland now. Like she's in that show and you can meet her in the princess thing, but she's not there quite often. So when she does come on stage or like something happens with her, people are like, oh my God, Mulan. Yeah, Mulan.
And I think that'll ramp up as time goes on as we near towards the live action version of Mulan
yes,
that's coming out.
which filming has now begun as of last week, which is so funny. Why do we tend to do these movies around like we don't plan it that way?
No,
it just happens. But yeah, so the live action filming for Mulan started last week, and I'm stoked.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's going to be so great. Did they decide if they were keeping the music in it or not? Because I know that there was this controversy that they weren't going to put the music in the live action. And I still think that they're not, but I still think it'll be good.
I think...
I'm okay if there's no singing. It's not I don't have a problem with that.
It could be an action movie.
Right.
You know
but
what I
I
mean?
do like it when they intertwine some of the original, like, just so it's reminiscent of the movie.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be like
The whole
the
song.
score and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, they can throw a montage.
I'm
with just,
quite
some
excited
background
about
music
it.
in there.
I want to hear
Montage song. Montage song.
step with it. So it starts mid-sentence. Get it going.
You know, I'm probably going to listen. Probably going to watch that scene on YouTube after this, not going to lie. All right, we ready for our ratings? Or what's it?
Yes.
Rotten Tomato, I'm sorry.
On Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 86%.
That's pretty good.
Out of 100.
Boom.
Audience score of 85%, so pretty good
Pretty
across
great.
the board. And on IMDb, it has a 7.6 out of 10. So, pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, you want to rate it, Andre?
Yes, I am going to give this movie...
Stop. Just give it a good...
an 8.5 out of 10.
Boom.
Okay.
Very good. One of my faves. Like it a lot. Upon this viewing, there were like some things that jumped out at me as like not great, like the ancestor yelling about how Mulan is becoming a cross-dresser. That was like a little abrasive and aggressive.
Yeah,
to me.
there's always some things that don't hold up well years later.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Okay, chill. But other than that, this movie is awesome, and I'll continue to watch it.
Awesome. I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. It's like I said, it's right up there. It's like Mulan, Herc, and Aladdin are like some of those Disney classics that I go back to quite frequently. And I know it's mainly because of the soundtracks, because they're so iconic. I can't not give this movie a 9, but it still holds up. I'm never bored. Whenever I watch this movie, I'm in the mood to watch Mulan. I'm popping in Mulan, man. It is what it is.
Truth.
Emily.
9. Totally good. Love it. Like Andre said, there's some stuff where you're just like, ooh, you know. But unfortunately, I think that's what happens when you try to watch a movie literally 20 years later.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's going to be things that are a little bit like raunchy or just like not so fabulous. There's some animation issues in this movie. We didn't really talk about them, but I can post them on
A little
I'll
bit.
post them on Instagram. But they're not anything that's like, oh my God, detracts from the movie.
Right.
It's so bad now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 9. Is bomb. My favorite.
It is bomb.
Love
man.
it.
It's bomb.
I'm gonna go with a 8.8.
8.8.
So a 9.
Get it on. 8.8 it is. Why, babe?
I only have 2 points that I didn't like from it being a 9.
Mushu.
Mushu's one-liner, down Bessie. I thought that was the most annoying part in the movie.
He always has to have an
can't
annoying
stand it.
part.
I can't stand it. I thought that was terrible.
Down, Bessie.
Terrible.
Thought it
I
was
thought
a
it's
cow.
funny.
Terrible.
It's dishonoring a cow.
It's the most terrible thing.
He called
The
him heifer,
dishonor on
too.
your cow was funny, but not the down Bessie. That was dumb.
Okay. and that brought it down a whole point.
He's
Go
still
ahead, what's the
stuck
other
on
one?
that.
Actually, you know what? No, that brought it down to point 2.
Oh,
I
God.
don't even have a second point. Oh, I do have a second
Wow.
point. It's that same first point, but repeated twice because that's how much I don't like it.
Stop it.
Shut up, Blue.
8.8.
We love you, though.
Down, Bessie.
All right.
Down, Bessie.
Very cool.
So that's Mulan. Good
so,
stuff.
Emily, I
Yes.
can't believe it, but I think we've had a lot of months that were like 5 weeks, but apparently this month is 4 weeks, and we're already to our listener vote.
Yeah, we've had a lot of
August went by
multiple
fast,
Mondays.
and I hope you guys enjoyed our summer themes. I know this month didn't really have a theme, but our past 2 summer themes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Luis picked a theme for our voting.
Luis did pick a theme, and the theme, actually, I'm going to say Andre and Luis picked it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called sports theme.
Sports ball.
Sports.
Sports movies, sports Disney movies.
I don't watch sports. It's not part of my thing. But I did grow up watching all of these Disney sports movies, and they're all very fun.
I only remember one of them, and it's because I recently watched it.
Well, and
guys
you wanna
wanna
know
hear
what's-
what they are?
Well, and the good thing is I've only seen one of them, and it's not the same one that Michelle's seen. So this is
gonna
really
be
good.
great. Yeah, it's gonna be good for us. We're gonna have some fresh content.
So you have 3 options for you. The first option is, you go ahead
Cool
and
Runnings, the best movie ever. A Jamaica go the bobsled team. That's the one I saw.
say it. Obviously.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Come on, guys. It's
This
bobsled time.
bobsled time.
The second one is Angels in the Outfield, which
Yep.
is the movie that I've seen.
the baseball
Ah.
one, right?
It has Danny
Baseball?
Glover, right?
Yes,
And
and Danny Glover and
I think I maybe
Doc.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yes.
Doc.
I maybe saw it once as a kid, and I don't remember.
I remember really enjoying that movie as a kid, and I
Uh-huh.
didn't like baseball, so it was
Right.
really interesting. And then, Andre, do you want to announce the third one?
Is it what I think it is?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Ducks, 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 the mighty ducks.
Which I think I've seen Mighty Ducks once too, but I don't really remember it.
It's got little Keenan Thompson in it.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's playing hockey.
Little Keenan Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Emilio Estevez.
That's right. Emilio Estevez is the coach.
Oh.
So Luis knows that one too. Yeah, so we have Cool Runnings, Angels in the Outfield, and the Mighty Ducks. I'm actually really excited about this vote because it's one of those where I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I really don't.
And I don't mind watching any of them.
Right.
so
That's what I
sounds
said.
good.
I was like, I think I'm going to watch all 3 anyways,
Yep.
just because it's cool to watch those Disney movies that you reflect on, like, oh yeah, there was that movie. Like, I think I saw it once. Let's watch it. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about this vote, guys.
Yep.
Well, and I didn't even know Angels in the Outfield was a Disney movie. So when I found that out, it was really good.
Yeah, I don't think I had remembered specifically that it was Disney.
I think the only
but-
other movie we thought about putting in there was Remember the Titans, but we couldn't because we knew it would win, type of thing. Because that's like the
Dang
most
Titans.
famous sports
Those
Disney
dang
movie.
Titans.
I just,
You know?
Dang it, Denzel.
Didn't they like remake it too?
No.
Like, was there? It was only
you
the
can't
one.
remake it. No.
I thought the newest one was a remake of like an old one. Okay, I was wrong.
I don't think so.
But yeah, so oh my gosh, I'm really actually like very excited about this vote. We
That's-
hope you guys are too.
yeah.
Yeah, so that vote will be on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. We are at the Walt Vault Pod. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Same username. We want you guys to keep in touch with us. Send us DMs, messages, emails to contact@thewaltvaultpod.com. Those are fun. I'll read your message on the show. All you got to do is send me an actual email. If you want to support the Walt Vault, help us keep the lights on, there's a couple ways you can do that. First of all, you can just hit subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on right now. We're on Google Play, Spotify. Wait, we're not on Spotify. Never mind. YouTube,
Take it back.
iTunes, Stitcher. That's the one I was going to say. All of those platforms, if you hit subscribe, that helps us reach more eyes. Ratings and reviews help as well. Positive ones, specifically 5 stars. 4 stars if you're feeling extra down on us that day. Those are all extremely helpful. You can also help us by shopping on Amazon. If you go to thewaltvaultpod.com/Amazon, click the link, shop like you normally do. A small portion of your purchase will be contributed to us here at no additional cost to you. It's very cost effective. Get on it. You can also just bookmark that link, and then you'll be helping us every time you shop on Amazon. Isn't that so nice? You can also help us by going to patreon.com/thewaltvault. That's where you can sign up for as little as $1 a month or more, and you'll get access to our after show, A Crack in the Vault, where we give you some more content about these Disney movies. We've also been posting my stream of consciousness notes that I take while we watch the movies. Those are fun. And if you sign up at the $5 or more level, you'll get a gift in the mail. So do that. Head there. Help us out. You guys, that's been it for this week. Go out and vote on the Walt Vault Pod Instagram, and we'll see you next time. The vault is now closed.